Well, we've got the 1979 Ford F-150 in here. Now, I got this truck over the winter, and I've never checked anything out on it. I just decided to rally the thing all winter without, seeing if gear oil exists in any of the components. So we're going to rack her up here, lift her up in the air, do an oil change on the old greasy 306. Keep that thing happy because those are good motors. And then just basically shake it down, see if anything's worn out, needs to be replaced or anything, because got some big plans coming up. This truck is going to be doing some heavy work for me this summer. Even though it's a half ton, she's going to be put right into service and do a bunch of cool stuff. So stay tuned for that. I'll kind of go over my plans for this thing later on. So for now, we'll take a peek at it. There, now we'll give her a nice once over and look at everything. I'm going to go ahead and unlock each hub so that I can rotate the wheels, and then they're disengaged from the front axle, and then we're not trying to spin all those components, and I can better feel the wheel bearings and stuff like that. So we'll go ahead and rotate this one. Sounds like our brakes are hanging up pretty good. She drags quite a bit right there. Could be that the calipers are pretty grungy and they don't want to properly slide all the way back and release, and then they're kind of still applying the brake somewhat. And we got some pretty good wear on this rotor. It's worn down pretty good, and it looks like she's got quite the groove in her too, like the pads are shot, because that's pretty gnarly right there. So can't quite see in there at the pads good enough without the wheel being off, so we'll probably rip the wheels off the front and take a look at them. But she drags pretty good on this side. How's this side doing? Well, there's a clunk. Oh, we're missing our little slide-in pin retainer thing to hold the caliper on this side. This set up here, and then a bolt goes through it to kind of hold it there. So this caliper is kind of just flopping around doing its own thing. Feels like the brakes are dragging on this side too, but not near as bad. And then looking at the rotor, we've got quite a bit more material on this one, and it looks to be worn correctly and not kind of sporadic like the other side. It's not got deep grooves in it or anything, so these pads are probably in better shape. Now we'll go ahead and check our wheel bearings for play along with our ball joints. I feel a little bit in there, but nothing excessive. I mean, that's within spec, and I'm not concerned with any of that tiny amount of play. And then our steering. A little bit of play, but nothing excessive that I can feel on this side. Now, how are we doing over here? A little bit more play on this side, whether it be ball joints or wheel bearings, I can't tell without probably watching back at the footage or having another person watch closely, but it's nothing extremely excessive. That brake drag is just horrible. Steering feels good on this end as well. Like our tie rod ends are nice and tight still, which is kind of surprising, but they feel pretty good. Okay, now we'll see how our axle shaft U-joints are for play, and if they're completely smoked out or not. Oh yeah, that one's got some good amount of play in it. How's this side looking? Oh, that one's toast. Completely pooched. You can actually see in there where the U-joint caps are wallowed out from not having needles in them for so long. They're like really bad. Probably about to wear through and actually get into the yoke itself. So that's no good. And then we might be able to pry in here a little bit and just try and manipulate the ball joints ever so slightly. Which, feeling the wheels on the outside, they feel pretty good. Yeah, they're good. And then, like I said, steering it with the wheel, our tie rod ends feel nice. Still, I see they're greasable, so we'll pump grease into everything that we can. And then those axle shafts are going to need U-joints, so we'll have to do those so we don't blow them up for buying, doing all kinds of work and whatnot. And then how's our drive shaft U-joints? Pretty good, feels like. Grab it with my hand and better check. We've got a little bit of play in the pinion side, but not the drive shaft. That spline's pretty worn out. Feels like it's all in the slip yoke and not the U-joint. Then we'll, after we finish shaking everything down, check the oil in the transfer case, front diff, transmission, and rear diff. Now how's our rear drive shaft looking? Slop in the slip yoke, but the U-joint feels fine. This one back here, quite a bit of play in that pinion. Oh yeah, look at that. Might have to pull that off and tighten that nut up some and take up the slack in there. But U-joints feel fine. Kind of surprised there's still exhaust in this thing for how rusty it is. That's kind of weird. Must have been done at one point. And if anyone noticed, we've got bushings out here that have been replaced. So somebody has worked on this front end at one point. Well, that one's not much good, but they are more recent and not original, so somebody tried at one point. And we've got rubber isolators in here too. This is actually the early Ford Bronco front end, and these got used in the F100 four-wheel drives, and then the F150 four-wheel drives like this. And this is what the half-tons had before Ford went to the twin traction beam front end. So this is pretty much the last of the solid axle front ends for this era, being that this is a 79. They would have switched to the bull nose pretty shortly after this, so then they got the twin traction beam. And I believe this 4-speed is a Borg Warner, like a T18 or T19 instead of a NP435, because it looks just ever so slightly different. But they're pretty much the same, just a generic 4-speed. Looks like she's had a fairly recent starter as well. Just a nice oily mess under here. Our transmission mount, if I get kind of aggressive on the rear drive shaft, I don't see any play in that isolator there, so our mount's pretty good still. And our transfer case mounts, or mount, is somewhat still intact. So overall, not too bad. pretty much typical worn out four-wheel drive stuff. It's pretty often you have to change the U-joints in the front end, so no big deal. I see we don't have a removable cover, so we'll have to just pull out the fill plug and see what it looks like in there, and then hope she's still got something in it, because you're gonna want to rally it all winter and then check all the fluids. I mean, I proved that nothing was gonna blow up right away, even though those front end U-joints are smoked. That's pretty impressive. She held up. So now that we've given her a pretty decent shakedown and checked all the components, now I will go through and check all the gear oil, which I don't really need to show you guys that. It's just pulling plugs out and dipping your finger in there and seeing where it's at and how dirty it is. So let me run through, do all that, and I'll check back with you guys. All right, so ran through, checked all the fluids. Front diff was empty. Transmission was actually full and had pretty decent clean gear oil in it. Transfer case was pretty well empty. As you can see, she's slinging oil out the rear output seal pretty good. So top that back off. And then on the old 9-inch back here, she was pretty low. It basically looked like mud in there. So I did the right thing and didn't clean any of that out. I just topped it off. So the new oil can mix in there and rejuvenate that old stuff, and it'll be fine. So the kind of idea behind this whole truck is make it good enough to do some work for me, but not put a bunch of money into it, because I don't really care. It can blow up when it blows up, but as long as it does a few things that I need done, that'll be good for me. This body on this thing is toast. She's absolutely rotted out and just demolished, filled with spray foam everywhere. And yeah, so when her time comes, it can just get parted out, and so be it. But anyways, it's not gonna get rotors, because you know, you don't need those. It can just wear into the worn out ones. It's gonna need brake pads and then the front U-joints. Slap those together pretty quickly, pretty easy job. And then one of the other things I'm gonna do is probably pull the rear drums off and just look at the brakes and clean them up and hope that they're good, because I don't really want to replace them. So do that. And I guess back here, something I will do is replace this axle vent hose and unplug the vent, because they like to force oil out the pinion seal when that vent's plugged. So we'll do that and help out the axle a little bit. And then I'm gonna cut this thing off, because it just does that, along with the really clapped out running boards that are not doing much, and you kind of slip and nearly faceplant into the cab when you step on them. So for my next trick, I will make those disappear. And then last but not least, we'll get the oil drained out of the old 306 and put brand new Rotella 1540 in that thing. That'll really rejuvenate that quite a bit. And of course, a new filter. She's rocking a Fram on it right now, so you know, I don't really trust that, but it's a 300. They like whatever. So I'll get some things cut off and change the oil, and that'll be good enough for now until we get some new parts to throw in the front end. I mean, just look at all this horsepower we gain now. Weight savings and all.
Would you just look at it?
She's just looking nice and sporty now. Now just letting the oil drain out. We'll get that swapped out with nice new stuff, and she'll be ready to go for now. There, she's all topped up with fresh oil now, so that ought to be good for a while. Check this out. While I was using the dipstick to check the oil level, I noticed there was this line off the oil pressure sensor fitting. And these usually go to an aftermarket gauge in the cab or something. Well, somebody got rid of that and just stuck a screw in it. So you know that's safe. It's just gonna, you know, probably shoot that screw out at some point and pump all the oil out of the motor. So I've seen some sketchy Alaska repairs in my day, but that's pretty top shelf right there. Well, with the oil change finished up, the other things I did, I went through and greased everything except the worn out U-joints in the front. And then once I replace those, that's all I'll have left to grease is the new ones. And then I also fixed that axle vent on the rear axle and put a new hose on it and ran it up along the frame rail like it should be. So that'll vent now and not push out fluid from the pinion seal or anything like that. So with everything wrapped up on it for now, we'll get her out of here and go take it for a quick cruise around the snow and run it a little bit. For how worn out this thing is, she does pretty decent. I'd say it looks way better without those flopping running boards that stick way down. Actually looks more like a truck. I got the bed mostly cleaned out the other day. I'm letting the rest of this melt so that any screws and nails that I suspect are laying in there won't end up on the ground when I shovel them out. Just running great. Well, there we go. Till the work continues on this one and we got some new parts to throw at it, we'll go ahead and call it a video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Appreciate everybody watching. Be sure to go check out the merch store, link down below. And till the next one, I'll see you guys later.